Hi, everyone. Good morning to America, good afternoon to Europe, and good evening to Asia. Thank you so much for being here with us. I know that it's extremely early for Pacific, it's extremely late for Asia, but thank you for being here. I just learned this phrase from Fraser Brooks. If it's important enough for you, you will find every reason to make it happen. And if it's not, there'll be plenty of excuses why it cannot be done. So you are the fantastic bunch of people who's going to make things happen. So, okay, let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is how do we help a new associate launch into business? So if you attended my Scale 1 course, I have a very strong distinction between people who just want to share as and when they feel like it, as and when it's convenient, as and when they feel led. I call that a referral. Okay, so I will not train someone like this because that's not their agenda, right? They simply need to use a three-way call to help us help their friends. So tonight, I'm talking only to people who really wants to do this business. Okay, so you want to do this business for whatever reason, you want to build an income, you want to change the world, you want to change yourself, and you want to grow. So therefore, whatever I'm going to say to you or demand of you is realistic and is fair because you kind of like want this. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so in case you do not know, Run to Bronze is a series and we have 11 topics that will help a brand new associate take you through every skill that is necessary. And we want to give you concise, systematic handles that you can use. So every module is anchored by a different leader. We are collaborating among the 5 of us. So Platinum, Lynn Matthews, Diamond, Carolyn Hoffman, Platinum, Danielle Matthews, Diamond, Alyssa Farrow, and Super Diamond, Edwina Lee. So we work together and present to you this information. This series of training is brand new in the SEA world, and we hope that it gives you value. So thank you for being here with Live. We have a YouTube channel that you can check out the recordings as well as for the whole series. All right. I am a person who believes in clarity. Okay, when you have clarity, you will have action because you know exactly what to do. Many people don't do anything because they have no idea what to do. Then with clarity, you will have very clear expectations of how much you need to do, what is the outcome that's expected, or what is the price I have to pay. There is certainty in all these things. So once you know what you want to do and you know what is expected to happen or what is the price expected to pay, you will then want to know what are the resources to help you to achieve it and the support to help you along. So tonight, my talk is centered around these 4 categories. So before you start your business, you must first know who you are, where are you? So first you start with your why. Why do you want to share this product with people? Why do you want to do a network marketing business? Why a seer? Okay, you need to get all these things cleared up because along the way, people will keep questioning and doubting this why. Oh, I want to help people. You sure? Aren't you a hypocrite? Oh, I believe a seer is the greatest technology on earth. Nah, I think it's a salt water, an expensive one. You know, people will be doubting you and pouring cold water on your head. So you need to get these things really, really clear to help yourself. Secondly, you need to have a goal. If we aim at nothing, we shoot at nothing. If someone tells me I just want to earn $20 here and there and it's not very critical or urgent, then of course your action will be very, very uncommitted. But if you tell me I have to earn $1,000 in 2 months' time because I have to pay for something and we are already running short, then I'll take you very seriously and tell you you have to do more. If not, you're not going to make that goal. A responsible mentor will be able to tell you that and will want to tell you that for your sake. Secondly, is look at available time. Everyone is busy. There are people busy in the garden. There are people busy with soap opera. There are people busy with everything. Time is a vacuum. It will fill itself up. All right. But everybody have the cracks of the day. I have seen people who does business this way. While driving to pick up the children, they are listening to trainings. While they're waiting outside the school gate to pick up the kids, there's a 5-minute or 10 minutes wait. They're texting people, they're calling people, they are doing their daily mode of operation, they're doing their follow-up. You know, I've seen people who will eat and get things done. So while they're eating, they are doing their business. So whatever you decide to do, there are cracks in the day that you can multitask. There are down times in the driving, the commuting, the waiting in line. There's always parts and parcel of the business time that you can do. I have seen people who say, I'm going to do this full time. But the whole day, with nothing else to do, they only contact one person. And it's not even every day. That's not full time, right? So it is better to do this business part-time, but being very fruitful in your time and being very clear in what to do. The fourth thing is determination. Are you determined to cross the bridge of belief? I borrowed this concept from Fraser Brooks. As you embark on your network marketing business, every step of the way you will meet with objections. Why are you in this kind of business, this pyramid scheme? Nah, I don't believe in this product. People that you love very dearly will start to tell you things like that. Oh, I've done this before. I really got burnt. It's really a scam in disguise. You will keep hearing well-meaning advice from people that you deeply care for, that you bring a big heart of sincerity to, and they just give you all that I call it cold water. It's not really a rejection. What they say is probably our concern. It may be true from their point of view. It may be what they have experienced personally, but it need not be true for you. Okay, so don't take it as a rejection. Take it as a conflict of different point of view. So you have to walk through this bridge of belief with a lot of doubts, misunderstandings, and disbelief. But if you can overcome this step by step and walk over it, when you cross the bridge and you are successful, you can trust me, where I am now, nobody says such things to me at all. And if they do, it doesn't bother me one bit. All right. But it bothered me a lot when I first started. And I doubted and doubted. We always joke, this is the business that you spend every day wondering if you should quit and asking yourself if you should go on. This is a business that you really ask these two questions every day. Should I quit or should I go on? Why do I want to keep doing this? What's in it for me? I'm going to quit tomorrow. And that's normal. Okay. If you feel like this, it's okay. Just quit tomorrow and just keep delaying the decision. So beliefs, your beliefs either empower you or it's a sheer baggage. I'll talk about that later on. This whole business centers around belief. It's like a rudder. If you can manage your belief and change it, your ship will turn course. Okay, your belief is a rudder. The fastest way to move your boat is to change your belief. So you need to know your style. Don't copy someone else. Some people may be fantastic at social media. Some people are fantastic in text. Some people can only drink a cup of coffee and can't do anything else. Some people can do parties, home meetings, Zooms. It's okay. When you are first starting out, be very realistic and know what is your cup of tea and stick to it. There will be enough people for you to meet using your own cup of tea and for you to get somewhere and anchor your business first. You will then evolve to learn different mode of conversations and communication with confidence and with intentional choice to learn. So be comfortable where you are and do not compare with other people. Everybody have their own cup of tea. So be yourself. This business is about being authentic. Every leader are very different. If you look at the 5 of us, we are all distinctively different. We may have this different views about how we use the same promotion. So you can be yourself, all right? Find your own voice, find where your heart is, find your cup of tea, work out the plan that works for you, and desire to be a better version every day, all right? You will improve as you do certain things. Give yourself permission to feel clumsy, feel lousy, and feel incompetent, right? We all start that way when we learn something new. That's perfectly normal. So I spent the longest time on this presentation on this one slide. I don't think we have ever have something so clear anywhere in the ASEA world. So everybody desires to work for passive income. And there are some people who rank up to bronze and got severely disappointed because the money was not there. And I'm going to show you exactly why it's not there. Okay, 3 ranks, okay? Director 300, 700, bronze. So these are the 3 ranks where you start getting paid for team commissions. Anything before that, you can get paid for preferred customers. I won't go into comp plan for this presentation. To rank up to Director 300, you need 2 associates with 100 PV auto ship. Okay, and you need 300 PV on your left and right leg. So if you want to rank up to be a Director D300 brand new, you simply enroll 2 people with business pack. You are Director 300. Well done. Next week, you are not, because you're not paid at Director 300. So what does it mean to be paid at Director 300? You need to have 3 associates with auto ship on your left and right every week. So it's a total of 24 associates. When you have this kind of volume, you will be paid at D300 every week. So for the sake of simplicity, I will only use associate volumes to calculate. If you have preferred customers, just know that it's half volume. You just need 2 customers buying the same amount to make up 1 associate. That's fine too, all right? It goes to the binary tree as well. If you're not sure, check back your upline. For Director 700, to rank up is very easy. Just enroll 2 entrepreneur pack or 4 business pack. There you go. You're already a director 700. But to be able to maintain this income, you need 32 associates. Bronze is 2,000 volume on each side and having two sponsorship legs, two D300 on the sponsorship leg. Means if you enroll A, B, C, D, E, A and B is your D300. But if A and A1 is D300, means A1 being your downline level 2, that's considered as one sponsorship leg. It's like you have 5 children. 2 of your kids must become a director 300, or their children can be the equivalent. But it cannot be in the same family group. It cannot be your son and his son. It has to be different children from different lines, okay, different lineage. So that's 2 director 300 sponsorship legs. You want to go bronze very, very fast? You wonder how people can go diamond in 3 months, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? This is how the game goes. You enroll 4 entrepreneur pack. And out of these 4 people, 2 people do exactly the same as you and enroll 4 entrepreneur pack in the same week, which means you have 8 level 2 entrepreneurs coming in the same week. You are bronze that week. You will see this a lot in Asia, okay, where people buy volumes. But this is a pack of cards. There's no stability in income at all. You just get a pin, and some people get a diamond pin and they disappear after that. You don't hear them ranking up, you don't hear them doing anything anymore. They just basically buy the business. So if you want to be paid at bronze regularly, you need to have 20 associates on each side. There's a total of 160 associates altogether with 2 D300 legs. You must be wondering, that's a lot of people to enroll. The good news is nobody says they have to be your level 1. It can be your level 2, level 4, level 5, as long as you have them on 2 sides, it doesn't matter. So Malcolm Saw did a fantastic presentation called Road to Diamond, and I've attached a YouTube link there. At the end of the presentation, I have all the links in one slide that you can take a photo, okay? Like a glossary. So he did something like this for every rank. So you notice to get 240 people, you only need to enroll on average 24 people on your own, because somebody else down the line will enroll others. So the ideal scenario is you enroll 24 people, 1 person will find 10. So basically everybody find 10, you got it. But that's not going to happen. I have never seen that happen. Maybe I get 1 lucky star that does that out of 24 people, okay? But it doesn't happen overnight as well. But you have levels. So I bring in my level 1, maybe out of 24 people, 3 people does something. They brought in 2 people each. Maybe then out of these 2 people, maybe 1 will do 1 more, and then that 1 person will bring 5 more. That's how this business goes. It's like dripping water down a rock, levels by level, by level, by level. Somewhere down the line, something will happen. But this is a patient business. You're growing bamboo that lasts for many years. You're not growing bean sprout that comes up in 2 days. But because it takes time to build, you will also last for a long time. So you are looking at total enrollments of 2 legs, which is basically cascading by levels. It doesn't have to all come from you. You will have team enrollments every week. So ultimately, you're not just enrolling people on your own, but you're helping other people to enroll other people as well, using the help of your upline and your support team. And your personal enrollment is only 24 out of a massive organization like this. So is this a pyramid? Yeah, it's a pyramid, okay? Because it's small on the top, right? But it gets broader at the base because of multiplication. So this is talking about an organization that's able to sustain EMP, which is another topic altogether. So if you just want the bronze pay, you can do slightly less than this. So okay, let's talk about action. So just now I talk about goals. I talk about who you are from where you start. I talk about realistic expectation. If you want passive income at any rank, it is not just ranking up. So from the day you rank up to the point you could stabilize your income on a weekly basis, it takes time. All right, and that's realistic. So how do you get there? How do we get there is what we call DMO, or daily mode of operation, or a plan of action for yourself. Some people's DMO is weekly. Right? Say I got a full-time job, I can only do it on the weekends perhaps. Or I'm a mom, I have children to run routines, I can only work on certain off hours or certain holidays. When I first started my business, it wasn't a DMO, it was a YMO. I could only work 3 months in a year. I only work during the school holidays, which is June, November, December, when school is out. In between, I don't do very much. I maintain my follow-up, but I don't do intensive prospecting. But I brought myself up to bronze, silver, gold that way. So if you know what you are doing, you can make your time count. So you have a very clear goal of where you want. That's our first slide, right? What do you want? What is your income goal and what's the time frame you're looking at? Write that down. Then based on that goal, you need an action plan. So revisit scale 1 where I talk about the success rates and the odds. You need to talk to about 10 people to sign up one person. Of course, the 9 people may have follow up and may come back to you 3 months later, 5 months later, a year later. But if you're just collecting red apples, normally it's about 10%. So once you have an action plan, your job is to keep the plan. And trust me, in this business, if you can keep the plan, you win. If you ask Trish Winkle, #1 income earner, she's paid at President Triple Diamond every week for the last 3 years without exception. That's amazing, amazing achievement. And she tells you the business is about keeping the plan. That's all. Okay, so what is your mode of operation? It's centered around these 5 things. Working on your attitude and mindset, which is basically encouraging yourself to keep going, inviting people to know about these products and business, following up with them on their questions, on their objections, and then teaching them to do the same. So plan something that's sustainable for yourself. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. You saw for yourself, the rank up is very easy. One fast forward, basically you're there. But to be able to be paid at that ranks consistently, it takes a lot more effort to be sustaining. So sustain at a level that you can keep. Give yourself a good 2 years, or maybe even 2 to 3 years to be able to be very competent in this business. Then from there, you can decide you want to go diamond, you want to go whatever. It's going to be probably full-time. So keep at a sustainable pace, work with the goal, the times that you have, when exactly are you free to do this? What is your cracks of the day? And what is your mode? Is it physical? Is it text? Is it Zooms? Is it social media? Depending on your mode, you will involve time as well. Going to someone's house to meet them takes more time than having a phone call, than having a text message, right? So all this requires time planning. And if you ask me in your DMO, the most important 2 things to me is new connections and personal development. I have seen people who talk to 5 people and they repeat that 5 people for 3 years. Oh, I'm working on my DMO. I'm still talking to A, B, C, D, E. I'm like, didn't you talk to A, B, C, D, E last year? Yeah, I'm still talking to A, B, C, D, E. You need to keep talking to new people, wherever these new people come from, all right? Because just like a pond, if you don't have new water coming in, it's a stinky pond. You want to be like a river. You want new connections to come in, and then you are basically filtering through all the connections they're talking to, following up the rest, putting some aside, and adding new ones. There must be an intentional inflow of new connections every week. If you want to build your business every week, you must ask yourself, how many new people am I connecting with? I may not be inviting them to a SEER, but I'm at least connecting with them first. And then I bide my time to start the invitation process. So this is very important. Many people do not grow because they don't do this. The second hinge pin to growth is personal development. We are as good as we are. This business is based purely on who we are, our mindset, our skill set, and our ability to lead. From leading ourselves, to leading our users, to leading a small team, to leading a huge organization. We grow in all these skill sets. So the only way to grow this is personal development, right? Trainings like this is only one aspect, but honestly, it's not good enough if you're going professional. You need to have a plan. So I will leave to your leaders to work out with you about personal development plan. I've given some suggestions in scale 1. You can go pick up that book list. All right, let's talk about resources now. So now that you know where you are, you know where you want to go, you know what's expected to do, the amount of work that you must do, and you know how you're going to get there with your DMO. So what are the resources that you should prepare before you start your journey? The most powerful resource you have is your story. If you don't have a story, borrow someone's story. Be good at telling someone's story. So watching testimonies, reading testimonies are a very powerful way to learn. And when someone tells you, oh, my mom has this issue. Oh, I read that day in the customer group that this person had the same issue and they saw this. That's a perfect legit story. And I use it for myself for something else. And I found that it really helps. I was really glad that I bought it. Would you want to consider knowing more about it? Actually, that's all invitation is. You're not supposed to go there and do a Redox presentation. Please don't, even if you can. I don't. I will send them a video to explain what Redox is. My job, our job in invitation is simply to get them interested to know what exactly is this, how will it help me, and I'm interested to know if it can help me. You are just trying to get them to be interested in these three things. So you're not supposed to go there and do a Redox presentation. Okay. So your product story, your income story. If you earn $50, be proud of it. Not everybody can earn $50 out of nowhere, right? You can say, hey, I just earned $50 last week. Oh, what did you do? I shared it with a friend or two, and I helped them with these issues, and I'm really glad that my friend got results. Oh, wow. Share your why. I really love doing the ASEA business. I really love sharing this product. Why? Oh, my vision is really, I would like to earn an income where I can be a humanitarian. I want to earn an income where my children will never have to worry about money again. Your vision is a very attractive thing to people because it relates to what they are thinking, feeling, and fighting with as well, the stresses in their life. We are all very similar. Your friends are probably very similar to you in life stage, in needs, in preferences, in orientation. So whatever appeals to you will likely appeal to them as well. So these four things are very powerful for you as resources. So write them out, start to think, what is your why? What's your vision? Write it out. And you can practice sharing it over an audio message to your mentor and hear how you sound. Some people have so much details that the impact is not there. Some people have no idea how to make the impact come out. So, practice it, work on it, so that when you have a chance to share it, you won't chicken out because you've done it enough in practice. Secondly, meet your leadership support team. If you are in this call, you're very, very blessed because all your leaders are one of the most hardworking, caring, resourceful, dedicated leaders that I've ever met in ASEA. No kidding. They don't take a day off. They allow people to take a day off, but they don't because they serve, right? So meet a support team and know what you can get out of them. And all these leaders have put a lot of effort and time to work up support systems, information infrastructure systems to support their team. So plug into your team support systems. And to start, it's very simple. If you join any of our teams, you're probably overloaded with tons of good stuff because you're prepared enough to feed a buffet. What you really need is one or two first look tools. What exactly is Redox? One simple video, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a detailed presentation. It could be a recording. It could be a live event. But you need to know if someone say, okay, I've seen the first video, I would like to know more or have questions, where do I go next? Guest events, right? Whether they are physical, whether they are on Zoom, live events, trainings for yourself, testimonies. That's all you really need. Your own story, your why and vision, and a few of these things is all you need. The one thing that I didn't write down here is a name list because that's covered in invitations. Then you simply know how to log into your virtual office and you know how to share your business website, which is basically a link that you click forward in FB Messenger, forward in WhatsApp, attach in an email. That's all you need to be able to do. And if you are able to do one extra thing, which is to learn how to do the Renew 28 demo, there's a link in the last slide where there's a video to teach you all these things. If you're able to do a Renew 28 demo with someone, you have a higher chance to get their interest and to get them really want to buy the product because they've already experienced that it works. They have validated the product. And probably the last thing is three-way calls. Let's talk about support. So these three things to me are the most important. If you don't know what video to send, it's not very important. But if you can get them interested because you shared something from your life and they say, I would like to know about this. What can you give me? Just ask your leader. Just ask your leader, right? We will give you tons of stuff that you can use. And every leader have their own way of handling this. So the 3 stars are the 3 things that you most need to focus on. Support. Work close with your leader. If you bring your leader along with you, whether in private conversations, in meetings, in Zooms, you basically have a whole infrastructure in them. You have all their experience, all their verbiage, all their fancy lines. They are life support for you. work closely with them. Be in a community. Every team have a community, and you want to be there because this is a very tough business. To be constantly asking yourself, should I be quitting or should I be doing, is very painful. If you're going to do this alone, I don't know whether can you survive. Most people can't survive. But if you are in a community where you can share your struggles, learn from each other, encourage together, and do this together, you will most likely do it well. I started without a team. I started where the closest leader to help me is 12 hours apart from me and from a different continent. I was very, very lonely. I used to plug into a team call and just be very quiet because I feel very oddball. So I don't feel that I have a team. I don't feel that I have a leader even. But I plug into a SEER United and a SEER Healthy Self. These two FB groups alone sustained me all the way. So there was no formal trainings at that time in 2017, 2018, but Daniel Robinson posted a short message every day at midnight my time. And it's called Tip of the Day. I chewed on it, and I hang on to it for the entire year. And that got me where I am. So if that little bit of bread can get me going, then you're sitting at a buffet. You don't lack support or resources. You just lack determination, action. The most powerful support is a three-way call. As long as you can bring us into a call or Zoom with your friend or even a text chat in any form you could bring us in, we will open that door as wide as we can. We will help you to push that journey as much as we can. We just need you to open that door for us. All right. Then whatever questions they have, whatever you need, we will be able to do that for you. So these three things. All right. If your leaders have their own groups and all that, a SEER United may not be very important to you. Yeah, but Healthy Self has been the default testimonial base for everybody in the whole world to use. It's a fantastic resource. All right, let's talk about beliefs. We rise to the limit of our beliefs. You will only go as far as your beliefs. And even if you pretend that it doesn't, it will catch up to you. So as early as possible, work on these areas. My mentor, Dr. David Silman, told me this from day one. At Winner, work on these 5 areas of belief and make sure they're rock solid in conviction. I was lazy. I didn't bother with it because I was just trying to share the product. But as I get on with my business, I got stuck because out of the 5, I don't believe in network marketing. I have a very huge baggage about the MLM industry. In fact, I have a very negative view. So as I start to make money, when I go beyond bronze, I have a big problem. I cannot identify being a networker. And I got very, very stuck. And it was very painful to be in until I read a book that helped me saw another perspective that broke that chain. From that point on, I think I really have a business. I'm really in business. If I look back in my 4 years, if I could redo this again, I will work on my missing belief right at the beginning. Then I will not be self-doubting. I will not be self-accusing all the way up to bronze. Okay. So if you have a concern in these areas, talk to your mentor. There are things that we can give you to listen, to read, for you to work on it and see whether can you overcome your disbelief. So we all have to cross the bridge of belief, right? With the conviction that we have to face objections. Please don't call them rejection. They're not. Call it a trial. Call it a test of your faith. Call it a test of your belief, but they're not rejection. Rejection is excusing it to the circumstances or to other people. But if you see it as a test of your faith and your belief, then you have control over it. Because you basically have to persist in your belief and keep talking to somebody who can agree with you. So constantly challenge your limiting beliefs. Trust me, as leaders, this is all we do, even for myself. Any form of growth, any ability to reach your potential can only be done when you challenge the boundaries that you think is there. We call it limiting belief. The first 2 years of my business, I cannot share the entrepreneur pack because I think it's wrong to ask people to buy a lot. That was my mental model. And if I ask people to buy a lot, I'm one of those people who exploit people because of PV. This is how bad my belief system was. And because I believe that, none of my team could share entrepreneur pack. None, nobody could, because they all agree with me. right? Whether you said it or you don't say it, our values transmit throughout the organization. But in 2019 convention, I attended a breakout session and I saw someone explain how they share the entrepreneur pack. I don't agree with that leader, but I realized there's value in it. And I need to change the verbiage for myself to be able to use it. From that day on, my team can now share entrepreneur pack without problem. In fact, 70% of enrollments in the team is entrepreneur pack. We have worked out a way that makes sense for someone like myself to see it. So my change in my belief changes my entire organization henceforth and their business. So belief is the rudder. Whatever you think is a limit becomes your limit. So it's very important to work on it. Let it empower you and not be a baggage. If something is a baggage, work on it. So I want to end with success tips. Invite people to events. Don't talk to people by yourself. Trust me, you will fail. You really will fail. There is things in events that is a blessing to your guests. It's like a multi-sensorial experience. Let them have it. Attend events yourself. Global convention, regional events, industry level events like GoPro, Success Summit by Fraser Brooks. Things like this gives you a bigger vision of your company, of the future of the company, your future, as well as of the industry. You want to see professional network marketing, go to an industry level event and see for yourself the pride, the glory, and the value of this industry to the world. Milk every promotion. Never sit out on one. And if you are leading a group, I just realized if I don't do something about the promotion, no one does. If I don't gear up my organization to do something about it, no one does. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So if you are by yourself and you are D300 and nobody else is doing this for you, then you are it. You are the leader. Because I start my own business, basically I lead from D300, D700. I was presenting the whole product presentation at D700 because there's no one else to do the work. So if you're in my situation, you are it, right? Sit down, think about it. What can you do? And gather your people, gather your friends, and let's do it together. All right? Action beats everything. So milk every promotion to the max. The best time to build your business is promo time. Support your leaders' initiative. If you sit in an organization that has strong leadership and you can agree with that initiative, support them. Don't feel that you have to reinvent the wheel to be a leader. There's plenty of things to do as a leader. You don't have to be doing initiatives. Or tell your leader, I would love to help you. I would love to give you ideas. I would love to support you. Trust me, leaders are very lonely and we are very overworked. We don't have to do everything. We would love, tell me, I want to help you, Edwina. Can I do PowerPoint for you? Can I do flyers for you? I'll say, please, thank you. I've been doing PowerPoint like crazy for 3 days without end. Okay, so fly information with your leader and volunteer. This is a volunteer business. And the best way to build this business is like flying an aeroplane. The plane takes off at maximum full throttle of the runway, and then it will throttle down to cruise. And when it has to go again, it will throttle up to go to the next altitude. This business is the same. You full throttle, building in the base of people, then you will kind of consolidate your base by helping them. You will throttle down a bit, and then you will say, let's go together again. And then you will throttle up together with them. So do this kind of blitz regularly. It can be 30 days, it can be 60 days, it can be 90 days. I think as leaders, we try to do this regularly with you as well. So this promotion is excellent time to start one. We have about 5 weeks, which is a very good time. There's 3 global promotion running in the background with this, with Ascend qualification overlaying everything. It's a time to stack it all up. So go for a massive focus action. If you have nobody to do it with, do it alone. I think the biggest push in my business came when I did an 8-week blitz on my own. I was feeling really, really low when I reached bronze. And I was trying very hard to motivate my team, which I have then. And I felt that nobody was really in it with me. I don't know if you feel that way. Most bronzes feel this way because we started out sharing the product. We don't know how to share the opportunity. So most people are product users. So when you go bronze, suddenly you want to be a leader and start to tell people to do stuff. And they're like, no, that's not what I want. So there's a lot of tension, a lot of frustration. I wish somebody could tell me this advice then, but I didn't have someone. So I struggled with it. And I was in a lot of tears that brought me to GoPro in Australia. And I went there all by myself. And I sat there and I was crying. And I was feeling very lousy about everything. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit at Bronze. And at that event, I saw what all the top income earners have in common. They all were very different, but they all had something in common. They were not highly skilled, but they had grit, G-R-I-T. They persevered. They went out at 8 in the morning. They worked till midnight. They worked very, very hard. They worked very, very hard, and they persevered through anything. And in 2 years, they're top of the company. And I sat there and I watched them. I can't remember the things they say. I can't remember all the great strategies and tips because I cannot absorb. I was so new. But I picked back that spirit. And I came back with that spirit. I did a blitz all by myself. So I went out to talk to people. At that time, I don't know how to do text. I don't know how to do Zoom. I only know how to buy my friend a cup of coffee and sit there and talk to her. Hopefully, before my time is up, I could open my mouth about was here. I was a scaredy cat at that point in time. And I did that. So I meet 3 people a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Surely people have to eat, right? So I meet people for meals. It was a casual catch up and I see if I got an opportunity to inch my content in. So I did that. 3 person a day, 5 days a week. That's about 120 people in 8 weeks. I signed up 15 people from there. I built up the weak link. I went bronze 3 months later, silver 2 months later, open EMP after that. That was the start of my business growth. And I brought in people, new people who wanted to do things with me. 1 or 2. But the 1 or 2, honestly, working together with 1 or 2 leaders, I went to a Super Diamond with them. They're both platinums today. So a blitz always changes everything. And I remember at that time when I was crying, David gave me this advice. Edwina, the people you have with you today may not be the people that will be with you to the very end. Do it with or without them. And I couldn't accept it because I felt that it was wrong to leave people behind. 4 years now, I'll tell you, everybody has a choice in their life. For some, it's not now. They can't. For some, they can't get over certain obstacles. They're not ready. I had more people joining the business last year because of COVID. They were free, or their financial stress, or they realized uncertainty is very real. They wanted another stream of income. Things change, context change. So give people the chance to say no to you and work on the people who will say yes to you. So this business has no great bells and whistles. It's about overcoming the mundane. Basically, do your DMO every day. Do your EMO every week. If you can keep doing it and do your personal development, build up your skill set, improve on it, you will overcome the 3 stages of network marketing. The first stage, you are working very hard. You're feeling very clumsy. You spend a lot of time learning and doing and making mistakes and feeling bad about it. But if you can overcome the first stage, you will go into the executive ranks, which is bronze and above. You start to see some money that makes sense. And then you start to get busy because you have to help your team, you have to do 3-way calls, and then you're becoming more like a full-time job. But by goal, you're probably getting about a good 5,000 a month, which is a full-time pay. Then if you could persevere this massive overworked and burnt out, you will push into the ranks of diamond, where if there is a system, you have a system, there's leadership, there's duplication, you will enter the realm of passive income. So this year, I stepped off the pedal intentionally because I really needed to rest. I was working like crazy last year. And I wanted to spend some time with my kids. I wanted to rest and I wanted to rethink a lot of things. I slowed down. My income dropped. All right, definitely. My income dropped. My whole organization growth was so much smaller than last year. But my income was still growing month on month. About $500 more each month. So I started 8,000 in January. I end up 14,000 in September. This is pretty passive. I only do 3 to 4 Zoom calls a week for 3-way calls. That's all I do intentionally. Promo times, I work harder. That's about it. So what am I telling you? The income is real. The business is real. But you have to pay the price and work very hard before you can get the fruit. And most people gave up before the fruit is there. And they gave up too early. They've already done so much work, but they gave up too early. Persevere and push. I remember at Go, I was crying. I said, I didn't see my kids at all. I'm a pioneer leader. If I don't do something, no one do anything. So it's harder for me. A lot of people in my team don't have to suffer like that. And David told me, Edwina, 1 more year, one more year, the way that you are going, you will cross the point where money is no longer stressful anymore. That sentence resonates in my heart. You will never have to stress about money ever again in your life. I saw hope. I persevered. And then I told David, you are right. It is true. It is true. So today I give you that vision and tell you it is true. I've already showed you the realistic expectations of how to get passive income at every rank. And I showed you how you're going to do this step by step. And you're not doing it alone. You have accountability groups, community, you have leaders. Events are very powerful to build vision. I found conviction of the company when I went to Global Convention. I saw a lot of things about the industry and I went to GoPro. You know, I learned about myself when I read books. I learned about my team when I meet my leaders, when I meet my friends in my sideline. So give yourself a chance, be exposed in all different directions, and then take some effort and get going. So the last slide is basically very common words, but maybe they resonate with you. This is success DNA. Everyone who is successful have these traits. I will do what 99% of people will not do or gave up doing. People who really succeed across the passive income range is really the 1%. You have to decide, are you the 1%? And will you pay the price of 1%? The life at the 1% is pretty cool. What the biggest question I have this year for myself is, do I want to rest on my laurels or do I want to go back prospecting again and build an empire? I took a very long time to think about that question because I know that I have to pay a price for it. And the decision is I'm coming back. So I started a blitz with my team. I'm going back prospecting myself to build an empire because the world in the 1% is a very different world. Winners do not quit in the face of difficulties. When you face difficulties, are you going to walk or are you going to stay? You need to decide that because the bridge of belief is not easy to walk, but you have to walk that step by step. This business is about consistency. So in the beginning, you do when you're able to do your business, cracks of the day. For me, I'm full-time a seer. It's basically going to work. Every day I have a DMO. I have to plan my time and I basically keep faithful to my plan. If I keep my plan, the results will show. If I want more in my life, then I must be more. And that's why personal developments are so important. Leaders are readers. All my growth comes from things that I read, things that I think about. Nobody's responsible for me to be better. I am. I am paid to the level of my personal development. When I heard this from Daniel Robinson, I was very scared. So I put a lot of effort to make sure that I not only learn, but I apply what I learned. And then I started to observe my team. And I can say this very honestly, authentically, it is true. You are really paid to the level of your personal development. That's why diamonds are first a diamond before their ranks appear. You are already demonstrating all the character traits of a diamond. You're already demonstrating a lot of the skill set before the ranks catch up. The ranks always catch up with the person. The rudder is the one that turns the boat. So the battle is always in beliefs and action. Work on your beliefs and work on your action. The rest will follow. And the last is, in this business, you will be very disappointed with people. I guarantee you. They may be disappointed in you, and you will definitely be disappointed in people. And the more caring you are, the more hurt you may feel. You will have to make a decision that I will do it with or without them. All right, that's all I have now. So sorry, I'm always a long-winded speaker. Let's have time for questions.